Nick, the Oklahoma Sooners hit the recruiting game hard this offseason. This is a team that's doing a lot of great things. And now with their latest recruit, Nick, I think they are truly off to the races. Things are getting a quick start, and I really love what's going on down in Oklahoma.
Yeah, Miles, this is another example of a lot of dynamic playmakers being added to the Sooners. I think Oklahoma fans will be really excited about all this development. But before we get into that report, Sooners fans, look, as always, got a great question, got a hard question for you guys to answer in the comment section below. Who is the fastest, pure speed now, Oklahoma Sooner in program history? There's a lot. I mean, a lot of great names here. I'm really curious what you guys have to say. So give us who is, in your mind, the fastest player in Sooners history in the comment section below. But all right, Miles, what you got? What's this latest update out of Norman?
Yeah, Nick, throughout history, a lot of fast Sooners, but I think there is a guy coming in who may try to stake claim to that title. He is incredibly fast in his own right, and we are talking about none other than four-star wide receiver Zion Raggins. I believe that's how you say his last name. I apologize if not, but he has now committed to the Sooners for this ever-elusive 2024 class. I think it's looking really, really good. And like you said, dynamic playmakers, that is exactly what this guy is. But before we get into all that, let's bring up the article. This is from Hayes Fawcett on On3 Sports. And it says, Nick, four-star wide receiver Zion Raggins of Gray, Jones County High School, Gray, Georgia, and Jones County High School announced his commitment to Oklahoma Tuesday afternoon. The 5'7", 153-pounder chose the Sooners over Florida State and Georgia. Raggins ranks as the number 206 player in the On3 industry rankings. He's also tabs in as the number 34 wide receiver and the number 28 player in the state of Georgia. The Peach State wide receiver joins Brent Venables in the Sooners' top 20 class and 2024 team rankings. He's accompanied by four-star wide receiver Zion Kearney, another Zion in his own right, and four-star tight end Devon Mitchell, among others. Nick, I think this is a really big pickup here for the Sooners because this guy, I say he's fast. We talk about how fast. This guy is unbelievably fast. We're talking about a 10.3 second 100-meter dash. This guy was the 5A track state champion in the 100-meter his freshman and sophomore years. This guy is truly underrated how fast he is, and I think he is going to be an absolutely electric playmaker for the Sooners coming into that 2024 season, Nick. But what are your thoughts on this addition? What does it mean for Oklahoma as a whole?
Yeah, so when I first heard this news, I pulled up, just the basic profile of this kid, looked at some of his film, looked at his numbers, looked at his stats, looked at his general profile. And anytime you do that right in this business, you're always trying to come up with a comparison. Like, okay, who does this player remind me of? And about 30 seconds into it, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a Hollywood Brown clone. I mean, it's literally the same kind of player. Smallish, right? Sub 5'10", 160, 170 pounds, not too thick, but scary fast, played great level of competition. Hollywood Brown, of course, in Hollywood, Florida. This guy in Georgia, two great football states, both of them incredibly fast, track guys. It's like they got the same player. They got the great Marquise Hollywood Brown again in Oklahoma. What a great move, because obviously he had a phenomenal career with the Sooners, went on to do some very good things in the NFL as well. I think this kid has the same kind of potential. And I love the fact, again, we highlighted with the Sooners when they picked up Mitchell as a commitment a few weeks ago, but you got to love the fact that Venables and company continue to recruit so well nationally when it comes to getting big time playmakers. We knew they would do well defensively. We knew they would do well in the Oklahoma, Texas region in general, and they continue to do that. But the fact that they are also doing such a great job on the national scale, beating out Georgia. Georgia's going to be an SEC rival for them, of course, in the recruiting game very shortly and on the field as well. Beating them out for a player of this caliber, great sign for the Sooners, great sign for Venables. Oklahoma is building a lot of momentum in the recruiting game right now.
Yeah, Nick, but I think this guy, he's truly electric. When you talk about his film, you look at his film, every time he touches the ball, it seems like he is off to the races, and I do like that comparison. He's a very interesting Hollywood Brown type of guy, but I think this guy adds a lot of versatility to this team as well. He's got a lot of gadget potential going forward. He's a really great kickoff returner as well, and he has good hands too. He has some really solid hands, so that's something to be noted in as well. But I think this guy really just adds to this team and adds to the dynamicism. Like we have said multiple times about Oklahoma, they're going to get the defense figured out. Brent Venables and co., they've got that locked down. So they need as much help on the offensive side of the ball to really nail this thing home to make themselves true SEC contenders when they get over there. And adding guys like this, playmakers who can really hit that home run ball, are truly what you're going to need in the SEC to compete, because you got to have a guy that can take it to the house every single time the ball touches their hands.
Yeah, and you brought up a great point, Miles. I think it's really important here to reinforce that Oklahoma is recruiting and building their team for the future, right? They're looking at their trajectory, which is joining the SEC. And the SEC, you need speed and you need playmakers. That's the way the game has evolved. It used to be you got to run the ball and play defense. Not so more in the SEC. You need to be able to score points. You need to have a lot of speed on the field. In Oklahoma and Venables and company, they are recruiting with that target in mind. Credit for them on doing that. That's really smart on their part. But it's not like you're just going after these guys, Miles. They're also getting them to commit as well. So no matter how you look at it in terms of strategy and execution, Venables and the Oklahoma Sooners recruiting department are doing a phenomenal job.